All right, next question up. As always, everybody, read the question sentence first every single time, okay? So that's where we'll begin. I'll begin by reading, if a runner travels this distance around it, which is really not what I care about. What I care about is this. How many complete laps did they finish? Okay, one more time. How many complete laps did they finish? So, not only how many laps did we do, we only care about the number of complete laps. Everybody, before we continue, does that make sense? We don't want to know just the number of laps we go around, but the entire number of laps, not partial laps, not kinda laps, but 100% complete start to finish laps. This is where context is important because this does not tell you the exact math you're going to do. It does not. It tells you the outcome that we want. That is still just as important as the math that we're going to do. Want me to prove it? Watch this. I think we can all understand what a complete lap is. It doesn't matter if it's a triangle, square, parallelogram, I don't care. Yeah, sure, we're talking about a rectangle here, so we'll make things simple by just drawing a rectangle. But I think we can all agree that if we're talking about laps around a shape, already before we even begin, what idea pops into your head? What geometric idea pops into your head when we're talking about going around a shape? What does it sound like we're even starting to talk about to you? Yeah, that's perimeter. Absolutely. Absolutely. But let me be very clear, everybody. Let's be very clear. Is this problem asking you to calculate perimeter? Is that what they're asking us to do? No, they're not. Exactly. So be very careful. Perimeter is information within the problem, everybody. Perimeter is the discussion, but what we are trying to find, everybody, just like we said before, is we're trying to find how many laps we can go around. Okay? One more time. We just want to figure out how many laps. Or if you guys want to keep it like super simple, even if it's a little grammatically incorrect, we want to figure out how many perimeters we can go around. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying there, everybody? We're trying to figure out how many perimeters we can fit. That's what we're trying to do. So let's go ahead and just get to the math here. Let me show you what we got going on. This rectangular track measures 84 meters by 36 meters. Allow me to do this. I'll go ahead and say 84 meters over here and 36 meters over there. And then in the next sentence, they say, hey, if a runner travels 1,440 meters around it, how many complete laps did they finish? So again, this runner, let me use blue here. This runner travels 1,440 meters. So I'll say that the runner runs 1,440 meters. That's going to come into play, everybody, because do we even know how much one lap is to see what we can take away? Not yet. But can we find it given the information we have? Absolutely. We have our length right here. We have our width right there. Let's go ahead. Let's see if you can write down on your paper. Can you write down the formula faster than I do? The formula for the perimeter of a rectangle is we'll double the length, we'll double the width, and we add it all together. Again, doubling the length, doubling the width, and we add it all together. So let's just plug it in. Let's just see what that perimeter is going to be. If we double the 84 and we double the 36, everybody, what's double 84? What's that going to give us? That'll be 168. And then when we double 36, everybody, what is 2 times 36 going to be? Yeah, that'll be 72. That'll be 72 right there. So with all of this here, we have 168 plus 72, which actually becomes pretty convenient if we just take a 2 here and put it over there. Take the 2 and that's 170. So 170 plus 70, that's 240. A little bit of nice mental math. But we have 240 meters. Why did we do all that work? If you're sitting here thinking, hey, I just got 240, why is 240 not an answer? It's because, everybody, we're not asking to find the perimeter. We're being asked to find the number of laps based on the perimeter. So allow me to take this, let's make it slightly smaller and move it out of the way. And we want to understand, everybody, if one lap from start to finish, starting right here, going all the way around, if each time we do that is 240, and if we're trying to figure out, hey, how many times can we do the 240 and stay under 1440 or exactly at, we're just doing a division problem. We're doing a division problem. If we're asking how many times can 240 fit into 1440, that's a division problem. That is a division problem. Here's the total that we have, 1,440 meters. And we're trying to see how many times the perimeter can fit into it. That's what division is. How many times one value can fit into another. And so we'll have the perimeter, the 240, being divided. Now that we're here, now that we've broken this down into just a simple division problem, how many laps can we complete? Now we get to work. Let's go ahead and do this. First thing I notice here is, everybody, what can I do with fractions, with division, when both numbers end in 0? What can we do with both numbers end in 0? Yeah, nice and easy. We can cancel it out. We can absolutely cancel it out. So we can take these zeros, booyah, gone. So that becomes 144 divided by 24. If we want to go ahead and guesstimate here at this point, we can. If we want to keep simplifying, we can. Here, what I'll do is I'll opt for the guessing part, trial and error. And if we want to, we can start off with 5. I know I might make some people impatient with that, but that's fine. We have 24 times 5, which will give us 120. 4 times 5 is 20. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 2 is 120. We're not quite there. 120 is close to 144, but we could add one more 24. We could do 24 times 6. 4 times 6, 24. 2 times 6, 12. Carry the 2. And look at that. The exact amount that we need. The exact amount that we need, which means this runner ran 6 exact laps. 6 perfect laps. No overlap, no extra meters. It was an exact 6 laps. If we go around this 6 times, that's 240 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's what gets you the total distance of 1,440 meters. And there we go, my party people. Again, it's really about understanding not just the keywords and not just your formulas, but how the story gives you those keywords. And there we go. And now moving it along here to the next one, which expression is equivalent to the expression below, where we have the group x and y together raised to the power of 20. So when we take a look at that, what we're going to do is understand that this is the power of products. And so what we do here is we are going to distribute, basically, this exponent to each individual piece's exponents. So to make this just a little bigger, let me just get that here. All right, so to make that a little bigger, what I want you to notice is that the x has an exponent of 1 and the y has an exponent of 1. So what's going on here is this 20 is going to multiply with this 1, and the 20 is going to multiply with that 1 as well. Everyone, 20 times 1 is what again? I think that's the hardest question of the day. Yep, that'll be 20. So the answer here is x to the power of 20, y to the power of 20. Just like that, nice and easy, and we're good. The correct answer is answer choice A.